Hello, beautiful lady. Yes, I am talking to you. It is Thursday, and you know what goes down here on Thursday. Wife Life with Dr. Gail goes down here on Thursday. So do me a huge favor. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and the little bell right next to it so you will know when I go live.
We're bringing sexy back. We're bringing sexy back.
Let's get it started. Harder, won't you give it up?
And so tonight, I want to talk to you about something that is not new, but it is happening to all of us. And when I say it's happening to all of us married people are asking this question. Why does sex slow down the longer you're together? Now, let me just tell you that you're not the only person if you are experiencing this. Gil and I have been married 36 years. I am a licensed sexologist. I talk about sex all the time. I enjoy sex all the time. But do I want to engage in sex all the time? The answer is absolutely not. And Gil does not either. We don't go months and years and stuff like that. So we're not in a sexless marriage. It's just that life is happening. Our bodies are changing and some things in our lives are more important than just engaging in sex. Now, in our 20s, in our 30s, and our 40s, yes. But in our 50s, we have shifted some things around. And yes, sex is good. It is good all the time. But let me just tell you, if you're maturing, the longer you're together, let me just tell you, it will slow down. It will. And I don't care what nobody says. You can agree to disagree with me. It will slow down because life is happening. And like I said, things are shifting around. Now, for Gil and I, we engage all the time, but not as much as we did, like I said, in our 20s, 30s, and 40s. Okay. So why does sex slow down the longer you're together? The first thing is that you pretty much have just gotten so familiar with your partner that sometimes you begin to take each other for granted. You forget that you have to do the same things that you did to get them times 10 to keep them and to keep them engaged. So sometimes it's just you begin to take each other for granted. And I don't care who you are, the longer you're with someone, you get very familiar with them, you get very comfortable with them, and you begin to take them for granted. So that's the number one reason. The second reason is sometimes routines and stress can make you just put that situation, especially sex, on the back burner, right? So if you have a routine, I come home, I do X, Y, and Z, and then I am stressed out at my job, I'm stressed out at home, I'm stressed out with situations, I'm stressed out, taking care of my parents, whatever you have going on, sometimes you get into a routine and that becomes less and less and less important. And I'm not saying being in a sexless marriage because that is not good for you or your spouse, because again, sex is good. It keeps you intimate. It keeps you united. It does good for the body. It does so many different things. And I've taught on that in some other videos. But routine and stress can literally get you in a rut. That's the reason why it's so important for you to date your spouse and not begin to take them for granted. Change your routine up. Get away on a quick getaway just to shake things up and to get you out of that rut and that routine. Okay. Number 3 is that it could be a lack of emotional intimacy, right? That again, the longer you're together, the harder it is sometimes is to foster emotional intimacy. And when it comes to that, you really need to work on those things outside of the bedroom. Really making sure that your communication is on point, right? Making sure that you're not taking each other for granted, right? Making sure that you're connecting by holding hands, kissing and hugging, doing all of those things to keep you emotionally tied to your spouse. It is one of the most important things that you can do, because if you take care of what's going on outside of the bedroom, you can have magic inside of the bedroom, okay? The fourth thing could be health or physical challenges. Now, this is really huge because as you age, the body is aging with you, right? So if you have any health challenges that are going on, it makes it harder and it also slows down you want to have sex because you could be on some medications that is working against your libido. Sex or whatever could become painful. Men could have difficulty getting an erection or maintaining an erection. All of these things are going on as you age together. And that's the reason why communication and making sure that you have open lines of communication and that you guys are staying connected emotionally, because being connected emotionally can take you past the health challenges and making sure that you're communicating and you can stay so intimate without having penetration sex all the time. Number 5, again, communication challenges. This is one huge thing. If you learn to communicate with your spouse effectively, talk to them and not at them, and learning to listen, to understand, and not always to respond is one of the biggest things that you can do for yourself and that you can do for your marriage, right? Because if you can learn to communicate effectively with your spouse, you can get through absolutely anything in your marriage. And I am a strong believer in that. And so I pray that these tips will help you get past the hard or the stumbling blocks when it comes the longer you together. The sex will slow down, but it does not have to be the end to your marriage. It does not have to slow down as much as you think. Just give these things some thoughts, because it will happen, right? And it's normal, but you can do something about it and keep it in the forefront of your thinking so you don't end up in a sexless marriage, okay? I love you guys to pieces. I am here every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you next week.